russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros.
A lot of disappointment and confusion with The Rock that after what happened at Elimination Chamber with him and Cena and Cody Rhodes, we never saw The Rock again, and he didn't show up at WrestleMania, and he's been gone. Well, The Rock was on the Pat McAfee show this week, and he said why he was not at WrestleMania.
I knew then the best thing for the final boss, we've established this idea of Cody's soul. We can always come back to it. I did feel, and I made the call, I don't want to be involved in that. Step back. Let the final boss step back into the shadows. Let all the spotlight go to John. Let it go to Cody. Let's not make it about Cody's soul eventually or John's soul. No, let's let them do what they do. And I called John after Elimination Chamber, spoke to him, called Cody, and I said, I think the final boss's work is done. We've established it. We just pulled off the greatest angle in the history of professional wrestling, other than Hulk Hogan turning heel back in the 90s. I said, this is amazing. We have 6 weeks. Now, let's build. You guys go and crush it. And I'll be right there with you. And I'm always here if you need me. But I think it's best for the final boss not to be involved in that finish. You guys go. So they had 6 weeks to plan for that. So I love the finish of the match. I would have finessed things a little differently on how they got there, but that's just me creatively. There are a lot of minds in the room. That's my thought. But still, ultimately, the bottom line was I love John getting 17.
A couple things for me, and this is for me. Again, like to his point, creatively, everybody has their own view or whatever. If it had been, let's just say I were at the helm of that ship, which I'll never be, by putting the final boss in that picture, then the only reason I would have put the final boss in there at Elimination Chamber would be the catalyst to do the heel turn, so that then it would be also prominently in the finish of the WrestleMania bout, so that when Cena's run was up, because I think he's got 26 dates or whatever left. Okay. So now the clock is ticking as far as Cody doing the chase to where can he get the time. That's clearly the obvious angle, is that Cena on his promo on Raw was pointing out the number of dates left and that he was going to leave the undisputed champion. He was going to take the title that had this lineage all the way back to Bruno Sammartino away with him. So now Cody needs to chase and get it back. There's your context. If it were me, then, what do we do once we have to give it back to Cody, or we have to then transfer that heat, that chase, to someone else? And is there a way, which there is a way to do that, but it would involve The Rock, which if we miss this opportunity at WrestleMania, it dilutes. We can build it back up, but it's not going to be the same as the connective chain link or tissue that leads us forward in that story. That Rock would play an instrumental role in either now Cody having to chase The Rock, or Cody now having to, just as he's about at the finish line and The Rock pulls the rug, either by The Rock himself taking the title or The Rock using someone else to now again, and now you use The Rock to carry that heat over onto that next person that Cody has to chase further. But by taking The Rock out of that picture at WrestleMania, it, again, done this myself, but that's only because of guys getting hurt, or, I had to work, or my face caught on fire. That happened one time, that they couldn't be there for that part of the story, of the angle of the heat. So I don't think that this, it's all supposition, assumption, speculation. We don't know of what Rock was saying. But like Coach, your buddy, Coach, Bro Dudes, Jonathan Coachman, he had put out, and it's a good posit. It's a good, speculative idea, because we do know like we had just talked about, the boys being the boys. He says that he believes, and again, this is assumption and speculation, that there was some kind of creative differences, and The Rock, Dwayne, decided not to be there to basically send a message of, I don't agree with this the direction you're going or what you wanted to do. I think it should be this way, and therefore I'm not going to be a part of it. There's a good chance that could have been the case, because otherwise, business-wise, why what he just explained doesn't make any sense.
No, because listen, let's cut to the chase. Triple H,
I thought I did.
you're worried about. You think the Legends deal is hanging in the balance? I'm telling you, it's lost. I'm going to kill that Legends deal if it's the last
dead. It's dead. It was dead before it got off the path.
What's one thing about wrestlers? They're like elephants, right? They never forget. They're like elephants. Okay,
very petty, very petty.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going back. Thank you. I am going back to 19.
There has been enmity between Triple H and a professional.
I don't know what enmity is, but they don't like each other. They've hated each other for close to 30 years. Rock pulled the Shawn Michaels character out of young Rock. There is a history of it.
True, yeah.
Rock is 1,000,000,000% setting Triple H up for the fall. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knew people were going to shit on him not being there. They were going to shit on him not being at WrestleMania. And all that heat was going to go on Triple H. He knows exactly what he's doing. The story made no sense, because if Rock really, if that was Rock's ID, if that was legit what Rock is saying, then he would have come out on that Monday night after the turn, laid out the whole story, and John, now the ball's in your court. They never laid out the story. They never explained it. You just never saw the dude again.
I really think, I'd be surprised, but I would think the plan was then for Rock to come back out at the end of WrestleMania, be instrumental in getting the title. Yes. And now again, the chase.
Yes.
Cody now there's the clock of appearances is clicking away, and Cody's now got to run after him and get it before those dates run out.
Rock doesn't know, Al. Rock doesn't know if I send a rapper in my place, nobody's going to shit on it. Bro, Travis Scott went out in The Rock's place. Rock knew exactly what the fan reaction was going to be to that.
Well, I don't know if he went out in his place, but I do know that, like I brought it up earlier, that like if you're going to send anybody, I would have sent somebody other than him, because it looked like a fan ran out of the audience.
That's what I'm saying.